As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
All right, everybody, welcome to Tee It Up with David Tees here on Saturday morning. Welcome back, everybody. I know you haven't heard much of me. It's been a couple of stuff we've been doing here with introducing Fox Sports coming to and with WRMN Radio. So there's been a lot of new stuff that we've been doing around this station. Gotta love what's going on here today. We're going to be talking golf simulators. Why? Because of the fact it's been raining, it's been cold, Mother Nature's been up, Mother Nature's been down. We never know what Mother Nature's going to do at this point in our lives with golf. So, and like for a fine example is what Mother Nature's, it rained like so hard the last few days. The courses are flooded, there's puddles. I'm sure if you're going to go play anywhere, well, I don't think you're going to play today, but it's going to be like cart path only, if even that. And once again, we're still under a flood watch here. We do have some rain still left in the area, but today's forecast right now is 50 degrees. The real feel is 50 with rain today. So we're going up to a high of 55 degrees, periods of rain and drizzle early this morning. Excuse me. Windy with considerable cloudiness. There can be flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. Tonight we're going down to 34 degrees. Tonight, a shower in spots early this evening, otherwise partly cloudy and windy. And then tomorrow, because it's Easter weekend, and then tomorrow, it's going to be the same thing, 55 degrees, but sunny. Monday, 49 degrees, see what I mean? Tuesday, 43 degrees, and then Wednesday, we go back up to 66 with rain, and Friday, 56 with rain. So this looks like we are going to have that cool spring weather here the next few days. And if anybody's out and about around downtown Elgin, I want to make a little bit of an announcement. Dolce's Carla is having their grand opening today, downtown Elgin at 19 Douglas Avenue, right across the street from the studios. It's a candy shop, Hispanic candy shop here, April 4th. Today will be their grand opening. Come on in, stop it, check it out. Look at this place. They got some really cool stuff. Big, gigantic, 3 feet tall bags of cheese puffs, hot and all that stuff. So just to let you know really quickly, here's their flyer. It's Dolce Carla, and their grand opening is today at 19 Douglas Avenue. Welcome to the Elgin neighborhood, neighbor. So, anybody out there, you can call in at 847-931-1410, or you can actually turn around and, let me get this up here and running here too. You can also text us at 505-926-1410, or you can make some comments on YouTube, which I actually have that up right now, and I'll check into that in a little bit. So how many people have been out golfing on these few beautiful days that we have had? I haven't. be honest with you. It's been busy. It's been busy around here. It's been busy everywhere with the rain. There's sometimes I can get out there. How many of you gotten into golf leagues? They are still taking people in golf leagues. I'm going to be joining one here. Looks like in Marengo Ridge. So let's see how that works on out. That's going to be a team league of 4, which I wanted to do singles leagues, but I do like playing at Marengo Ridge. It's a nice course. But this setup here is we tee off, two teammates tee off against another 2 from another team, and then the other 2 tee off against another team. And then they add up everything at the end. So hopefully this works on out for me, and there's no fighting like we had in previous years with my team, with other people. I don't fight. My other crazies do. But they're a good team. But yeah, like we won it last year. So anyhow, we were in the playoffs and all that stuff. So we did good. So like I said, how many of you have been out and golfing? Because I drive by the golf course yelling at you, I hate you. It's just been a little bit chaotic. But let's get on to another topic. With the weather, indoor golf simulators. Raise your hand. How many people have gone to a golf simulator and played different courses around the world or local courses? Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the top 10 best golf simulators. And one of the ones I want to bring up today was one I went and visited yesterday. I did not play there. I was out and about. I stopped into this. He is going to be, hopefully he's checking his schedule, but it looks like a 99% chance that he's going to be on this show next Saturday. And this is called Mike's Golf Center. This is at 731 North 17th Street. Unit 5 in St. Charles. Mike's Golf Center is owned by a very young man. He has an interesting story. I talked with him for a little while. Mike, I got my glasses on, so it is actually Mike Fay. He is 28 years old. Started this facility at the age of 23 in St. Charles. So it's right off of Randall Road and Dean Street. There's an industrial park there. He has 14 golf simulators into there. 14. But this is like a no other type of golf simulator place. If you look at their website, it says open from 7 until, Lord, I forgot what time it is. He actually, it's open until 4 p.m., but don't listen to the times because, well, if you want to do lessons, private lessons, he does do that, so maybe that's the 4 o'clock part. But this is the uniqueness about it. Mike's Golf Center has a 5-star rating, okay? He has 14 simulators. He also has a putting green inside of there. He has a chipping setup into there. You can play courses throughout the world, or you can play any course you want around this area, the Highlands and all that stuff. He does do lessons with kids, teens, and adults. Those are appointment only, but this is the unique part about this. His simulator facility is open 24/7, which I thought was, what? What do you mean 24/7? I didn't understand that. And he told me that it's like a fitness gym, where some of those fitness gyms where you get to turn around and, punch in a code, you get a key code, you get to punch in and, you walk right inside of there and you program a simulator to what you want and boom, you can play. So you could play at 2 o'clock in the morning. You could play at 5 o'clock in the morning, in the afternoon, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., midnight, whatever you want to do. So it's like a fitness gym, but you could work out. So if you feel like you want to get up at 5 in the morning, go down there before you go to work and play a course really quickly if you start at 9. That's the coolness about this place. I ain't going to give away too many details about this, but it's very, very different. It's very, very intriguing. I was actually just amazed with how the facility was. Very well kept up, very interesting. So if anybody wants to, all of these golf simulator places that we're going to be talking about, you just type in on Google local top 10 local golf simulators in your area, and you're going to get 10 of them that are going to show up. So let's get this started. So there are some big names, and then there are some other names. Number one on our list, which they don't have any ratings on here, But this is a place called Swing Loose Indoor Golf. It's in Hoffman Estates. They're open until 8 p.m. It's locally owned and operated, available by appointments on the website, Golf Simulator, Swing Loose, Indoor Golf, and more. I've never played a golf simulator. I like to go out and do the real thing. So that way, to me, it's a more challenge. But with weather, wintertime, you want to stay loose, this is what these facilities do. Now, I'm going to hit some top ones coming on up here. Okay, so you have another one that is actually more of a area like chain, small business chains. I don't know if they're nationwide. Actually, we have a place called X Golf in Naperville. There are quite a few X Golf locations throughout Northern Illinois here. They are open until midnight. The one in Naperville has a 5-star review. They are actually located, well, let's pull him up here right now. Let's see here. X Golf in Naperville. Let's get their address. We don't got anything on their address here. What is all this here? I guess I got to open up another tab. It's in a shopping mall, I can tell you that much. Okay. Let's see here. I got pictures of the place. It looks like they do all X Golfs do have bar. I don't know if they have food. Yeah, they have food if they got to sell alcohol. Yeah, it's very similar layout to like the one in Algonquin that I'm looking up on the pictures here. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Hold on a second here. So in case that way, if you're on YouTube, you want to watch and look at all this stuff, let me slide this over to the other screen. Okay, here we go. So X Golf obviously looks like it's in a mall. I think they do mall type of setups. So that's what the building looks like. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on the radio, you're not. It's got the X Golf logo. Then the next picture I'm going to show up here, obviously they're showing a little guy, must be doing lessons, teaching him how to chip. It looks like right there, they got a chip set up. But like I said, you can play courses. Got another guy playing. You got a bucket of beer in this picture. These are what golf similar places look like. So I got a picture here of, table, eating area with the bar and all that stuff. Very nice inside. Another setup into here with the bar and the chairs and where you can see people play golf or hit the ball. So if you look at this picture, and once again, I'll try to describe it the best I can on the radio. You got some people gathering around, some tables sitting there, some guys. They're all playing around the golf on the simulator. You can play Augusta. You can play, any PGA course out there. You can do anything you want with these simulators, and they measure your ball speed and all that stuff. So, but the ball lands. So it's like playing what is that? Golden tee, but you're actually using your clubs and hitting the ball into a mat. There's another picture of the golf simulators, is what they look like, how big they are, how wide they are. X Golf is a very, very nice facility. They show you right there, artificial mats, rubber tees, and they got a golf club sitting there ready to drive the ball. So obviously this was around Christmas time because there's a Christmas tree. So that is actually X Golf in Naperville. They did not give me a address on there. But they do got locations. So if you go to their website, I know there's one in Algonquin, there's one in Naperville. I think there was one, or I think they told me that one actually ended up closing in Belvedere or Rockford area. So let's go to number one, Birdie Collective. Let's see what this is all about. Apparently it's open in St. Charles. It's open all day. So they have a 5-star rating. Let's see, train smarter. See, also too, is you got to remember, they got guys in here that give you lessons and teach you stuff. This actually, the other one here is 2325 Dean Street, Suite 650 in St. Charles. They are open. There's another one that is actually open 24 hours. So this is actually, right now it says it's open now. So I don't know if they are affiliated with or connected to the same place that we were talking about, Mike's Birdie Collective. Let's see. can pull up any pictures. Let's go ahead and do this. It's just the map. Nope, that's get directions. So anyhow, so there's one right there for you. Get us back up here. So it's the Birdie Collective. Kind of like that. Swing Loose Indoor Golf. We already talked about that. X Golf again in Algonquin. I do know that is in the Algonquin Commons, right off of Randall Road. So that'd be a close one for you. The one in Algonquin actually has 4.5 stars, just about 4.7. Let's just say that. We talked about Mike's. The Pickle Haas. The Pickle Haas. That's an interesting name for a golf simulator location. The Pickle Haas. Oh, where are they located? Let's get me some. Oh, here we go. The Pickle Haas. You can call them at 815-575-9570. They are at 1621 South Randall Road in Algonquin. They have once again a 4.4 point star rating. So, they're open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Let me see here. Let's see what they got inside of the Pickle House. Inside, apparently they got outside. So let's pull this up. I got you all sitting here now. Let's see what they got. I guess that's a counter with beverages and all that stuff. Go through a couple other pictures. Okay, there's their indoor golf simulator setups here. Pretty like loungy chairs. You can sit back. Other places have more taller chairs like bar atmospheres. They show more of their. Oh, I know why it's Pickle House. They have pickleball there too. So they have pickleball and indoor golf simulators in there. Now that's unique. Why not? They actually look like they have a very good menu. I can't see the food pictures, but it looks like type of sandwiches, pizzas. So if you're a golfer into pickleball, there's a pickleball course. They got a couple of them in there, it looks like. So if you're into pickleball and you're into golf, this is your place to be, people. It really is. It's very more upscale type of loungy type of, loungy type of setup. Apparently young people getting involved into this. It's on their website. Interesting. So in Algonquin, the Pickle House carries golf simulators, and they are also carrying, let me switch this over here so we don't. Okay. So they actually look like they got, like I said, 4.5 star ratings, food, everything looks really good there. Something maybe to check out if you're into both things. One of the things I want to tell everybody about golf simulators, there are other places which we'll talk about here really quickly. I know for a fact that the Highlands Golf Course has a indoor simulator setup. I have not seen it yet. I'm going to see that. It's another course we'll be bringing. I'm talking with them the following week. We're going to talk about the course, the layout, and their indoor simulator prices and all that with the Highlands of Elgin. Great course. I know a lot of people have played it. It seems like it's always busy. They had a great year last year. They got an outdoor driving range, putting greens. You can chip and all that stuff. We'll get to that next week. But back to where we were saying is like a lot of golf courses now are having golf simulators so they can keep people in 365 days out of the year, which is not a bad thing. Also, another thing which is not actually listed on our golf simulator, which is we just talked about the Pickle House. The Pickle House, golf and pickleball. Well, Elgin Lanes just opened up. They only have one in there for now, but they have a golf simulator in there now too. So you can bowl, or you can hit their golf simulator, or you can do both. You can golf and didn't do a little bowling. So if you're in the Aluminum Man Triathlon, you can actually practice for that. They don't have a bag setup because the Aluminum Man Triathlon, invitational only, which I'm the original gangster. I made every event, been there, never missed one. So basically, and I've been there since the very first one. So that actually, the Aluminum Man Triathlon is 9 holes of golf. Then we go to another location and play 3 games of bowling. Then we go to our third location, play count 'em up with bags, where we have our food, our award ceremony, and the point system goes. It's like 42 guys, invitation only. So The guy who gets the most points at all of the events added together is crowned the Aluminum Man, and the guy who comes in last place, totals and all that stuff, gets the fish, which is the bad trophy. You don't want to come in last place. So like I said, there's a lot of places that are really coming up with some great concepts for golfers and pickleballers now and bowlers. Pretty soon there'll be indoor golf simulators everywhere. Who knows? McDonald's. No, I'm joking, Daddy. That ain't probably going to happen. But golf simulators are starting to become a trend to helping out businesses, and especially with golfers. So look at, folks, you can play golf anywhere, any course, a local course, a national course, a worldwide course by using golf simulators. I really hope I'm not boring anybody today because I just came back, like I said. I've been doing continuous ed on Saturdays, been a little bit busy here, got a lot of stuff, fun stuff, interesting stuff going on here at WRMN Radio 1410 AM downtown Elgin and 14 Douglas Avenue. So if you listen to me on the morning show Monday through Fridays from 6 until 9 with our host Susie C in the mornings, you can tell we actually have fun. So tune into that. We're going to get ready for a commercial break, but I want to give you guys all a little bit of update. I know we are now affiliated with Fox Sports. They will be taking over some of our airwaves on the radio, but it's not going to affect our shows here, okay? So, for example, like this show is not being affected. We are on YouTube. We are on the radio dial. And On the Rise, which comes up next, is not affected. So they'll be on the radio and on YouTube or streaming live. And the Chief Guard Republic, which comes on after On the Rise, is the same way. So that will be at 12 to 2. So these shows that you love on Saturday mornings, I hope you love my show. And I know everybody loves On the Rise, who's actually coming on up next. Chief Guard Republic is pretty good. But then after that, you got Jonas Knox on Fox Sports coming on from 2 to 3. And then the rest is Fox Sports programming until we get back to some of our other shows. And then starting at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock will be Dino's Night Out. And that will run on all radios and all the streams there too. And then after he's done, Fox comes on. So you're going to have a little bit of a change on Saturday. So if you're used to your Saturday schedule, it's staying there. It really is. So you're not going to be able to miss an episode of On the Rise. Tee It Up with David T's, Chief Guard Republic. And then on the Monday through Friday shows that we have a schedule on there, a lot of shows are going to stay. But the main thing we have to watch out for it is baseball season. So we actually end up having White Sox games. So the White Sox games can actually cover just on the radio dial, not on YouTube or anything else like that. But the White Sox games could throw in a monkey wrench to the program. So we got a lot of adjusting to do, people. We got White Sox, we got Fox Sports, we got regular programming. So it's not going to be confusing. It's going to be very simple, but the shows are staying. Everybody's going to be staying there. That's a good plus with this. Plus, it's just getting better and better and better. So getting the Sox on our station. And then today we have NCAA March Madness, the Final Four. Today, we actually have that will be broadcasted on WRMN Radio. So you get to listen. So if you're in a car, you got to go to the store. You're going to go maybe to Reeves Meat Market from Elgin. You can put on WRMN Radio, 1410 AM, and listen to March Madness, because Illinois plays UConn today. And you'll be hearing a lot about that on the Rise after this show. So they'll be playing UConn today. That show will be that game will start at 5:09. It will be aired here on WRMN Radio, 1410 AM. And you can also, after that, the 7:49 tip-off will be Michigan against Arizona. Once again, broadcasted on this station. So we're going to go to a commercial break. I want everybody to stay tuned, wake up a little bit. If you want to make any more phone calls, feel free to call me. Tell me about your favorite golf simulator place or your experience. We could put it up here. We're going to go to some more of these indoor simulator places. and give you more update. I'm glad to be back, going live here with you guys. So stay tuned.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp 'em all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
Since 1960, Fox Valley Fire and Safety has been dedicated to caring for our customers and protecting our community. What began in a family basement with just 2 employees has grown into a team of more than 300, supported by nearly 200 service vehicles. But our mission has never changed. We're here to keep the people and businesses we serve safe. Our service technicians are available 24/7, 365 days a year across Northern Illinois because your safety can't wait. To learn more, visit foxvalleyfire.com or call 847-695-5990. A proud member of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, supporting the local business community.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today. And speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Tee It Up with David Tees here on Saturday morning on WRMN Radio 1410 AM. We're here live in the studio with my good friend Ken Hudley. We're going to be talking about the golf training machine. It's the Long Ball Trainer here. His website, if you want to go to it while we're going to be loading up some videos and showing you guys what this is about. Yes, go get on YouTube and watch this. This is longballtrainer.com. And it's a beautiful picture of the website of a golf course on there. I just love this picture. Very, very beautiful. Gets me itchy to go play golf because we're getting close, Ken. So what we got here is a little bit. We're going to play the first video, some part of it. How long is that first video?
It's probably 7 minutes.
Yeah, so we're going to play a little bit of it.
A few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes of it, and then we'll see what we got here. So let me get this ready to pull up here, and I will switch it over. And here we go.
Works on your muscles.
So I built this machine to give me a better golf swing. It did things I never thought it could possibly do. This machine took me from an 18 handicap down to a 3.3, and I had an average drive of 304 yards when I was 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how good the machine is. That's not me. I don't have any natural talents when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's just, and that's the average golfer. If they use this 3 days a week for 5 minutes a day, they'll pick up 40 yards in 2 months, minimally. And this is not you using extra energy. This is using the same amount of energy, but hitting the ball 40 yards farther.
Right. And in this, you got the machine. I mean, if you're watching a video, and I'm going to see if I can get people back to watching. I mean, yeah, here we go. I'm going to see if I can get that onto there. You get a little bit of a video of, let's back up just a touch, of how you work out swinging, the weights going up and down.
So
and
at the very top of the machine, the resistance at the top of the machine is 4 times more than it is at the bottom.
Right.
So it eliminates the possibility of casting or coming over the top. There are about 20 different power leaks that people who start to play golf later in life end up having in their swing, and this eliminates all of them. So this basically... it took me probably a couple of years of experience with pro athletes before I realized I don't really know how this machine works. I need to figure out how this works because this is not normal.
Right.
I know this has something to do with the head more so than the body because it's not. I'm not making muscles bigger. So I started doing research. I would go to the ASU Science Library and learn. I had to study neurology. I had to learn how the brain works, how the brain and the body and the impulses coming from the brain to your muscles, how all that worked. And after I did all of that, Albert steps in and says, okay, you need to start paying attention to what you've experienced with people. What have you noticed about when people learn things and when they don't? And so what Albert helped me figure out is if you start playing golf or start swinging a golf club when you're 5 years old, you have the potential to be a professional golfer. There's a window of opportunity for learning your sports motor skills, and that window is open from the time you're born until your bones stop growing. Can we switch this back to me for the time being?
Shoot. Yeah, sorry about that. I can do that really quickly. Let me pause this. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to have a little bit of the viewers to see how the swinging goes onto this, to give them a concept of what this looks like and why we're talking about this.
So it's, as you can see, I have weights on this. This is not a weightlifting machine. This is the neuromuscular strength trainer. And the difference is weightlifting machines are designed to make one muscle. You work on one muscle, you have to tear that fiber to make it bigger in order to get stronger. Mine does the opposite. Mine is going to make you use all of the muscles. There's probably 80 muscles used in the golf swing from here down to impact. So my machine only works from the top of the swing down to impact. It will not let you cast. It will not let you come over the top. If you're not making the same move as a professional golfer, it doesn't go anywhere. So you can't train badly on this without and it's difficult. Right. If you're not doing it right, it's hard to use. If you're not using your lower body, like Steve Jones had a problem with, it's a lot more difficult to use. So when you're doing it, it's effortless. That's when you do it. When you're doing it and it's effortless, it means you're doing it right. If you're struggling with it, it's because your brain's trying to use your arms more. So this machine is the missing link between what a good golf instructor knows and what he can get someone who didn't play golf as a teenager to learn.
Right.
So if you give a 10-year-old child in Elgin, a 10-year-old girl in Elgin, a set of golf clubs, let her play twice a week till she's 18. She could be a scratch golfer without any instruction whatsoever. Your learning is done through your own body and your own brain. So when all of us start to play golf, we all look like girls. We're uncoordinated. You do this enough. So this is what Albert taught me. You do this enough, the brain will kick in something I call a muscle assignment synthesizer. It'll start taking this and turn it into that without any instruction whatsoever. So your brain is your sports instructor when you're a child. You may be getting some instruction from an outside source like a coach or something, but all the learning's done from the inside when you're a child. And when your bones stop growing, you stop learning stuff. So you got to get this done before you're 22. That's about the time that your body stops growing. If someone becomes a scratch golfer by the time they're 21 years old, they can stop for 2 decades. When they pick the golf club back up, they'll start off right where they left off. I didn't start playing golf till I was almost 30. And I built this because the golf instructors couldn't help me. I was 38 at this time. Randy gave me a set of clubs when I was 30. He's very competitive.
Yes, I know he is.
He gives me a set of Nicholas VIPs. And you don't do that to a beginner, because that's not the kind of clubs that can help you. I couldn't play him. He knew it, and I had to buy a set of other clubs so I could actually learn to play golf. But so your brain is helping you to learn this stuff. When you're 38 years old, your brain's not helping you anymore. No. When I get on this machine, it turns my learning switch back on at the level I was at when I was 12. So you're able to learn the golf swing again, using the same components of your own brain to do it, not from an outside instructor. They can't do what this machine does. I can't teach you. I can't help you the way this machine helps you. So this machine took me from an 18 handicap down to a 3.3, gave me an average drive of 304 yards when I was 50 years old.
Nice.
And I'm not an exception. I have no exceptional skills when it comes to this guy. That's the average stuff. Some guys have picked up 75 yards the first time they used it. That is the exception.
Right.
Those guys are out there. So until you get on this machine, there's a range of what you're going to get as far as distance here. It's usually between 40 and 75 yards. Very few people will be able to add 75 yards to the swing. Most people will get 40 or 50 yards.
Right.
If you're a real stubborn individual, this will take longer.
That'd be me.
So you have to let the machine take over your body and say, no, I'm going to just let this, and it will do all the work for you. It reprograms your brain. So when you're swinging a golf club, you're asking your brain to give all your golf muscles enough electricity to swing that club. Doesn't make any difference how hard you swing it. From your brain's perspective, the amount of electricity that's needed to go to those muscles, that's a fixed number. When you get on my machine with 40 pounds, and I can pull this 40 pounds down with 2 fingers, by the way, on this machine. When you get on this machine with some weight, your brain is being forced to give the muscles a lot more electricity. So when you're swinging a club, you're asking for the electricity. When you're on the machine, you're demanding it.
Okay.
So your brain has that capacity and even more. When I was hitting the ball 304 yards, I was using 100 pounds on this machine. I was going at it. I'd go to a driving range and hit a large bucket of golf balls with my driver. The fence would be 250, it would be 100 feet high, and I'm hitting the balls over that fence. So that's what this has the potential to do for you. Machines are pricey. They're 10 grand. One of the reasons I can't make it here in Chicago is because this manufacturing here is not set up for that.
Right.
They want to make 1,000 of one different things. There's 15 different assemblies in this golf machine. None of the factories are set up here to do it. Some of the stuff on my machine has to be made on CNC machines. It literally is NASA level, what's the word for it? Technology. You know what a tolerance is, right?
Yeah.
Tolerance is how much space you have to screw something up.
Right.
So in my blueprints, one component has, and this is measured in thousandths of an inch. One of my components has a tolerance of -0 plus 2/1000. 2/1000 is twice the thickness of one of your hairs. So if this is off that much, the machine doesn't work anymore. It will come apart eventually. So it's most guys when they see this, say, nope, not going there. I have to go to multiple machine shops to get my machine made.
Now, does this machine, I mean, a lot of people, does this machine also, I know it does a lot of work, but does it also is it designed to create tempo?
Oh, yeah. So it changes everything you do.
Right.
So tempo that's kind of another thing. There's motor memory, there's position memory. In other words, when you're a kid, your brain is learning the swing from positions. A good golf instructor will put you in this position here. Well, if you hold that long enough, the brain will look at that and say, hey, okay, so that's where he wants to be. Let's teach his body how to get there. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
So it's learning not just from motor memory, but also position memory. Also this position down here. So if you start down here and you start going back really slowly like this, your brain will start learning this swing just because it's Googling you. It's saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you want us to learn this? All right, we're going to do it. And there are ways to do this without using the machine. I've got a whole different program for golfers who want to learn to play the golf game without having taken lessons and stuff. And that's called the Long Game Program. So that's 40 videos on how you can learn a good golf swing in your home without ever hitting a golf ball. So I can give somebody this program, if they use this for 6 months only, they'll come out with a swing that looks like they've been playing their whole lives. And that doesn't mean they can play golf. It just means they're going to have a good swing.
Right.
So there are a lot of different ways you can learn this stuff. That's one way. The machine is the fastest way. It will slow your swing down. This is the speed that you use the machine. You don't do this rapidly. You're doing this intentionally slowly because you want to give the brain time to learn what you're doing. And if your sequence isn't right, you lose power. Sequence is the same concept of shifting gears in an automobile. A lot of golfers are not going, they're starting in third gear.
Right.
They're using their arms and shoulders. This is first gear down here. Second gear is your weight shift. Third gear is your back shoulder going down, your front shoulder going up. Fourth gear, you straighten out your back arm. Fifth gear, straighten out your back leg. If you get this out of whack, if you do these things out of sequence, you lose power.
Right.
Also, if you're missing the club face, if you're missing the ball in the club face by 1/8 of an inch, you lose power there too. So the best swing you're going to have is one that it's not coming out of your shoes. It's one that you can swing with not a lot of effort and still hit the sweet spot. And this machine is going to help you find that, and it will program your body to learn this stuff. Now, if you start to play golf later in life, this does not stay with you. When you stop playing golf, do you lose some game?
Oh, yeah.
You have to kind of almost like relearn it again. All right, so I've been doing this work on this machine for such a long time now. I don't need to do that. It's taken a lifetime to finally get to the point where I don't lose anything when I go out to play golf.
Right.
That's pretty cool. So golf instructors hate this because it takes money out of their pocket. I took this to the PGA teaching facility in Port St. Lucie. Have you ever been down there?
No.
You know about this, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I go to the head guy who's teaching. I said, where's your focus on teaching? He says, it's on juniors. I said, well, they don't need your help. You're taking credit for stuff they can do on their own. What are you doing for the guys like me who start to play golf later in life? We're spending all the money that's made in the golf industry. The kids aren't doing it.
Right.
He was dead silent. I said, look, I've got this machine. It's going to help your golf instructors. I'm giving him this spiel, how this is going to help his golf instructors to teach people this golf swing much faster. And all of a sudden, I see him get this Cheshire cat smile on his face. I said, oh, wait a minute. You don't want your instructors to teach people to do this faster. You want to just keep giving them. I said, never mind. So the whole PGA concept is, do you know what it takes to get your teaching certificate in the PGA?
No.
You play 2 rounds of golf in one day. If you average 76 over those 2 rounds, you are a PGA golf instructor.
Wow.
And they're going to sell you as an expert. They don't give you any education about anything. Nothing about neurology, nothing about biomechanics, nothing about biology, nothing about all of that stuff is your brain is doing that for you when it's teaching you. These guys are they want to just, it's like a pharmacy. They don't want to cure you. They want to treat you. They make more money selling you treatment pills than that. So golf instructors, this is the cure.
Doesn't it make sense to them to have that machine in there?
They're not that intelligent. They create their own programs, and they see this as something that takes away from. They're not smart enough to realize this could make me a lot of money.
It could make them a lot of money.
It could. And Peter Costas has had 4 of these machines. He's only let one person use it.
Yeah.
And that's Casey, the PGA golfer, Paul Casey.
And this is mind blowing because like with the batting machine, we'll talk about that. We got a little time to talk about that. But with this machine, if the PGA training facility has this, you slowly work them to get to the point to start using this machine so you can still make money. But once you get people using this machine and they start driving the ball farther and farther, and then their friends are like, wow, how did you learn to do that? At the PGA training facility. And then next thing you know, they're knocking on the door wanting to sign up. It's a money-making system, but they're afraid that people will learn it too fast.
No, they don't want to take away from their income.
You're right. But it brings you more customers in.
They're not that intelligent. I'm
no, right.
And you know what? So after I did the thing on the Golf Channel, a guy from Chicago calls me up. He saw the thing on the Golf Channel. He says, Ken, do you have a training program too? I said, yes, I do. He said, okay, I'm coming down there. I'm going to buy the machine. I'm going to take. So he comes to Arizona. I videotaped 4 hours of my lesson program. He's got it on tape. I said, look, this is a year's worth of stuff, so don't expect to get this overnight. But with this program, you can go at this at your own speed. 6 months later, his best friend calls me up. This Ken Hunley? I said, well, I don't know. You don't sound too happy. What can I do for you? Well, you know Bob Sloan? Yeah, how's Bob? Bob's a freaking club champion. I said, oh, Bob didn't tell you about his machine, did he? He says, that son of a... I said, so how'd you find out about it? He says, oh, well, I showed up at his house about a half an hour. I play golf with him every weekend. We kept asking him, what are you doing? He says, I'm taking yoga. He's not giving it up. People don't give it up. I said, he says, I showed up at his house about a half an hour early. His front door was locked. I go around to the back of the house. I see him in his basement working out on this machine, and I'm banging on the window. He says, yoga, my butt. Everybody in that group buys a machine. And so that's what's happened. I mean,
you figure universities would want this machine for their college teams.
You know what? I just tried to give a baseball machine away to a high school. They wouldn't even take it for free.
Wow.
The excuse, we didn't even look at it. Excuse, we don't have any room for it. The reality is, this machine is not user-friendly. You can't put it somewhere and people walk up and use it. Someone's got to train you on it. That's the drawback.
Yeah.
This takes the benefits are incredible. I've made a handful of Major League Baseball players wealthy and famous with this technology. And even after that happened, the owners of the team wanted to get rid of the machine because it was costing them too much money.
And which baseball player was that? You want to drop a name here?
Well, the first guy, so this is how this happened. I was in Phoenix, and I knew that the manager for the Cubs in '93, he had weightlifting machines around his house. I knew he was going to like this. I said, Randy, get me in touch with this. And Randy wouldn't do it. Randy finally says, Dago, he's talking to Santo. Dago, will you introduce Ken to Lefevre? I said, yeah, no problem. I asked my brother, that wasn't so hard, was it? He didn't want to, my brother was not trying to help me with this. He's so competitive. He does not want me to be successful with it.
I know how competitive your brother is.
Yeah. So I call up Jim Lefevre. He comes over to see it. I said, oh, yeah, I got to have this machine. He buys it, takes it to Chicago. End of the season, he comes back in my office. He says, I want to help you sell this machine. And he's in my office with George Will, the political columnist. George Will wanted to be the commissioner of baseball. And that's why he's hanging out with Lefevre. And he's a brilliant person. He would make a good commissioner, by the way. So he says, Jim Lefevre says, I want to help you sell this machine. I said, how'd you do with it? He said, I got 2 guys to use it only. I said, okay. He says, Rick Wilkins went from 7 home runs last year to 30 home runs this year. That broke a whole bunch of records. This new kid named Sosa goes from 8 home runs the year before to 33 using this machine. I'm thinking, I'm in. No, that's not how it worked. The Cubs did not like that because Sammy was able to renegotiate his contract. In '92, he made $800,000. Because of using this machine, now he's making $6 million a year. Front office does not like those surprises. What did they do? They fired Lefevre, even though this was the first winning season in the '90s for the Cubs, and they gave the machine away. Sammy, somewhere along the line, bought a machine because someone told me that was in Florida, said, hey, my dad's best friend was just in Sammy's house in Miami. Your machine is in his house in Miami. So he may have bought the machine the Cubs gave away.
Right.
But that's just how, so that's, people don't really, and I asked Ernie, I said, what's the deal with that? Ernie says, this is not about this is about managing money.
Right.
You got to remember, somebody automatically says, hey, You got to come up with $6 million this year that you didn't have last year. That makes you have to shuffle a whole lot of stuff. It's like going to someone and trying to extort. I don't have $6 million. I've got to do some work to get a hold of $6 million. Well, the owners of the ball teams have to do the same thing.
Right.
They don't like those surprises. They want you to go from 8 to 10 to 12. That's a range they have money to cover.
Move up.
Yeah, and this has happened with the Cubs. It's happened with the Mets. Todd did the same thing. He used it one year in '96 and broke the record for most homers hit by a catcher. Mets gave the machine away.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's giving it away. So Ernie Banks kind of set the record straight. And I hate to say this, but the owners are not trying to get the best ball players. They're trying to manage the money. They're numbers guys. They don't care about. They don't make money from ticket receipts.
Right.
They make their money from TV revenue now.
Right. Yeah.
And when the Dodgers finally got that $3 billion contract in LA, this happened 20 years ago, that's when it changed all the media for all the Major League Baseball teams. Now, when you go in LA, you can't watch a Dodger game on local TV station. You can't do it in Chicago anymore.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So that's what changed all of that. The money comes from that TV revenue. So one year I told Ernie, I said, Ernie, I want to take this to the winter meetings. The winter meetings where all the owners get together and buy all the stuff that's sold in the stadium. It's in Orlando. And Ernie says, don't waste your time. I said, Ernie, what's the deal? Why do the Cubs hate me so much? He says, the Cubs have 125 million reasons to hate you, and they're all in Sosa's pocket.
Yep.
He says, you don't realize this. If Sammy hadn't used your machine, he might be back in the Dominican shining shoes.
Yeah.
This changed the whole dynamic. But it's a business thing. They're not trying to get people to do what Sosa did. They don't like that. They'd rather that you be on steroids because they know you're going to eventually cycle out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's going to shorten your career. So even if you're using steroids, this stuff is going to take you beyond where the steroids can.
And then later on, he takes steroids allegedly. Yeah.
So that 93, he hit 33 homers. 94, he didn't have the machine. He goes down to 25 home runs. 95, he shows up in spring training weighing 40 more pounds.
Yeah.
Now that happens, but it usually happens in when you're in minor leagues. Randy gained 30 pounds after his first minor league year. Because he goes to spring training and realizes, holy crap, I'm too small. And so that does happen. But no, he was juiced. He was absolutely juiced. Didn't make any difference. People don't realize steroids don't help you find the sweet spot on the bat.
Right, no.
My equipment does help you do that for the golf and for the batting stuff. So steroids are going to make your muscles stronger, but if you can't find the sweet spot on the bat, it's not going to help you like this does.
Right.
So this is going to give you some tools that you can't get.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA